I'm Jessica Bard. This is just one of the many appetizers you can make using phyllo dough. These are spinach, feta, and sun-dried tomato phyllo triangles. Phyllo dough creates a fantastic crispy layer. Listen to that. Frozen phyllo dough needs to be defrosted for either 2 hours at room temperature or overnight in the refrigerator. Working with phyllo is easy if you follow these simple tips. Phyllo comes in either a long box or these wonderful twin packs because you don't always use the whole box at one time. This sealed pack will hold in the refrigerator for up to 4 weeks. If you open it and rewrap it, make sure to use it within 2 weeks. Before we open our phyllo dough, we want to make sure we have everything ready. So we have our saran wrap and a damp cloth we're going to cover it with as we work. We have melted butter, pastry brush, a ruler, our filling, and a sheet tray with parchment paper. Our oven's preheated if we want to bake them right away. Okay, now we can open the package. And we're going to put it to the side of our work surface, gently unfold. This is a nice fresh pack, so it's in very good condition. You still have to be gentle with it. You're going to unfold it and cover it with saran wrap. We want to keep our air exposure to the minimum. And the damp cloth, this helps keep the saran wrap weighted down and keeps moisture surrounding it without making direct contact with the dough, because then that would make it soggy. As you can see, they're very, very thin layers, and they can dry out and crack very quickly. This is what happens when phyllo dough dries out. It becomes unmanageably flaky. It's important to work quickly, so we're going to take a sheet and cover our stack between layers. So let's take our melted butter, and we want to start at the edges and work your way in because the edges tend to dry out first. So I brush the edges. Now we're going to add the second layer. Make sure we have one layer here. Try and get it as evenly on top of the other sheet as possible. You can readjust up to a certain point. Let's try this direction, that might be easier. There we go. See how it's cracking a little at the edge? That's okay because we're going to lay it on top. We don't want to press down. And we do want to coat our next layer with butter, again starting at the edges and then working our way in. This just helps keep the edges from drying out first. Now we can go into the center. Doesn't have to be a lot, just a nice even thin coating of butter. Okay. Now for this recipe we're making spinach triangles today. We want to about almost 9 inches, so we want to make about 3 inches apart. A nice vertical cut. Now we're ready for our filling. This recipe, for this size, it takes about 2 teaspoons of filling. One thing is important is not to overfill them, but this is good. We're going to start our triangle. We're going to wrap it up like a flag, and we don't want to press too tight. Now we flip the opposite direction. Oh, we've got a crack there. It's okay, we're making layers here, and this side's buttered. So as long as we keep rolling up like a flag, by the time we get to the end, none of the other cracks are showing. So we'll do this with this batch. Roll, fold. So we're folding like a flag, creating layers as we go. We're going to transfer these to our baking sheet. You don't have to use the parchment paper, but I like to do it. It makes for an easier cleanup. and provides a non-stick surface. Okay, and we're going to repeat with the remaining dough and filling until your one or the other is all used up. Stagger them. Most recipes call for you brushing the tops with the melted butter. I'm going to bake these right now, but we can freeze them for up to a month. If you do freeze them, you cook them straight from the frozen state.